Hi, I'm Will Stead from Virtue Technologies, and today here with Simon Steele, who's the co-founder and CEO of Virtue. Hi, Simon.
Good afternoon.
20 years of Virtue.
Unbelievable, isn't it?
Wow, what an achievement. You must be so proud.
Yeah, not a natural thought for me, proudness, but yeah, of course. I mean, I was 29 years old when we started Virtue, and I turned 50 a few months ago. So it's a big chunk of my life. It's a long
Yeah.
period of time, and yeah, it's been fun.
So you set Virtue up with Phil Lawson, obviously,
Of course.
as co-founders, and that was 20 years ago. Tell me roughly how did that come about?
Quite simply, really. Me and Phil met working at the same workplace up in the northwest in IT, working in education, and we just felt at that time there was not a lot of good value happening in schools and education spaces in terms of IT delivery. You know, he's in the era of building schools for future,
Yeah.
big government contracts, a lot of money being spent. We saw that firsthand. A lot of low quality stuff happening for not good value. So it was as simple as that. We felt that we could do better, do the right thing by our customers, and at the right price.
Yeah. So when you set Virtue up all those years ago, I mean, obviously, you and Phil had very similar values and culture, and that's really driven through the whole organisation to where we are now. I mean,
Definitely.
You know, our values today still really embedded in the organisation. You just talk about how those values came about.
Yeah, pretty simple. Two things really. I mean, first and foremost, our personal values. I think a lot of time has passed, but certainly in the beginning, a lot of shared values. Phil and I, we kind of still do actually, even all these years later. And actually, we both had really negative experiences in a business that had really poor values and a poor culture. And as horrible as that was at the time, it was life-changing. Sounds a bit dramatic, but career-wise, it was life-changing because it was that bad. We learned a lot about what was important and what did and didn't work. So those two things really.
Yeah. So when we created our new set of values, they were done by obviously the staff in the organisation came together in a number of sessions and created the values that we have them today. But they were largely based on the culture that you and Phil created in the first place.
Yeah, I would say so. I think everybody thinks about culture now. We're in 2026. Culture's at the forefront of everybody's minds. In 2006, when we started the business, it really wasn't. It wasn't really a thing unless you were potentially in a big organisation. So yeah, we've had the same focus today as we did back then, and I'd say a lot of the culture has remained.
Yeah. So just looking back at that 20 years, there must be a few highlights that sort of spring to your mind as you reflect.
Yeah, I think in the early days, particularly, it really felt like we were making a difference. We're doing a lot of good work, a lot of hands-on, face-to-face interactions with customers. Both Phil and I, where there's only 2-3 of us at the beginning, so all a lot of around people and experiences, and doing a good job and making a difference. That's really cool. That stays with me even now. I think it's the people side of it that makes it enjoyable. Your company is your people,
and it's great to have literally some people still in the organisation that were around almost on day one, like the likes of Lee.
Yeah, hopefully that demonstrates how seriously you take the culture, and in some ways it does work. Lee's a really good example. I think he's our longest standing employee. Not quite from the beginning, but not that far off, and still with us. But we've got a number of people that's been with us over a decade, and that's quite rare these days.
Yeah, I think it is. So we're sat on Concorde, an
amazing
icon of innovation and performance, and I think innovation and performance has really run through Virtue's history as well. Particularly innovation. We've innovated a lot over the years. Is there any highlights of innovation that you think need to stand out over the last 20 years?
Yeah, probably more so today. I mean, today we're sat here in Concorde, really unusual place to be having a chat, but an iconic one, very, peak of innovation in the 60s. And today we've had a VTC event and all about innovation. I think what really excites me is what we're doing now, developing dashboards and listening to our customers and innovating around contract offerings and so on. But I think one of the things that sticks out, which doesn't sound very exciting now, is many years ago we engaged with Lancashire University and jointly came up with a remote access solution based on Microsoft technologies, what was then RDP. And it was the infancy of that remote desktop gateways and what that became. It was the really early days of that. And I think that sounds really simple, but actually that technology allowing people to remote into schools and carry on their work and work remotely was very new back then. And that sticks with me as a bit of a high of innovation, really. And today it sounds really old fashioned and we're asking people not to do that because of security risks, but that sticks out too. That was a good experience.
But it's true to say that our innovation activities are almost, it feels like they're doubling down at the moment. They are really picking up, aren't they, with, as you say, new contract offerings coming along, new monitoring dashboards and other things as well in the pipeline.
Yeah, I think another example of something that we've done recently in the last few years is our cloud backup with air gap offerings. That's been hugely successful. It's won an award. Works really well, very popular, and it's as valuable today as it was the day we created that and invented that. So yeah, we are doubling down now. I think it's a case of having to. It's quite a tough world, so innovation's key. Really listening to our customers, responding to them quickly, and innovating. And I think 2026 we're doubling down on that more than ever.
Brilliant. Well, thanks for your time today, Simon. Really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
And enjoy Concorde.
Yeah, thanks.